everybody, and welcome to another episode of No Client Agent Privilege, aka NoCAP podcast. It's your boy Evan, your boy Will. We are back under the Tiki Hut for another episode tonight. It is week one of officially having the new college playoff rankings with the 12 seeds now. I kind of feel like it was pretty basic. I feel like there hasn't really been too many monkey wrenches thrown in those top 12 seeds with regard to who's there. But I think now what's gonna jack it up is these 8, 10, and 2 SEC teams that are all kind of beating each other. Who's to say LSU just beat Texas A&M and A&M beat Alabama and Georgia lost to Alabama, but Bama beat LSU. How are you who's gonna decide on what with regards to that that playoff bracket? Because they obviously the committee wants SEC teams in it, no doubt. So it's we know that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So what is the strength of schedule? That's always been the SEC, their strength of schedule is higher than everyone else's. So how are they gonna kick out those 8, 9, and 10s? That are not SEC or only have 1 losses versus 2 losses of this,
I guess it depends how much variety they really want.
But that's the other thing is and that's what we talked about. Is that variety a fair and honest, representation of the 12 best teams, or is it just they want those teams because they sell tickets?
It's probably going to be a bit of both.
Right.
I don't know if you can have your cake and eat it too.
Well, yes.
Stuff like that. We see that 12 teams makes it, I guess, a little easier to not break so many hearts. But
right.
Where we're gonna see the discrepancies between there's never gonna be a last 2-minute report where they're this team because of this. They'll never do that. Yeah, exactly. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be a cool
to have written to be able to see why we didn't get in, or this game really separated you from this loss versus I can agree with that, and like you just said, we'll never specifically get that. We'll never see or know why a team, specifically a 8-2 Ole Miss, didn't get in to an 8-2 Georgia that they beat.
Oh yeah.
What I'm saying? It's how do we get that? So that's what always, I think, with regards to the 12 team, I think you said it correctly. There won't be as many broken hearts.
My thing is, why does the Mountain West Conference champion get locked into the 12th seed?
That I never understood.
They can't be higher.
Well, that's the thing. If the Mountain West has a undefeated, they said they're allowed to be higher seeded if they have a better record. It's just a guaranteed 12 spot for that. Okay. At least that's what I heard.
Well, that's the way they're displaying it.
Right, but who's the Mountain West? Boise State, right? Yeah. But see, Boise State is still what? Go to the Mountain West, because I still believe they're what, 8-2. I think so, because they lost to Oregon and they lost to 8-1.
No, they're 8-1.
So there's a perfect number. An 8-1, or let's say a 10-1 Boise versus an 8-2 Ole Miss, or a 9-2 Ole Miss. Who's ranked higher? Why? Yeah, but they beat Georgia. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
But those games are gonna be home and away. They're not gonna be neutral site, right?
Yeah, they'll be home and away. They're at wherever.
If they were a neutral site, I guess it wouldn't matter as much.
No, because Boise travels. But with regards to the home field advantage definitely matters. Ticket sales definitely matter.
They're not gonna want to give.
That's why when I give a 12 seed home field advantage up at Boise, Idaho,
Right.
when I can give it to the 6 seed Ole Miss that I know is going to sell out their stadium?
Right.
So, like, again, we always bring it back, like, follow the money. Like literally follow the money. Where's the money coming from? How much money is already put into a team before the season? How much money is being put into, like I even tweeted today, like, College Game Day needs to let the fans pick. Because they are just going to the same, like, 12 schools every year now. Like, it's not even, like, a variety. Like, it was cool when they went to James Madison. Like, it was cool when they went to UCF, like, different schools like that. Like, that's good. But, like, you're going to the Tennessee-Georgia game. Honestly, who cares? Georgia looks awful. Like, Georgia needs to get there. Like, they should have no TV time to kind of, like, get back to the regular, like, choice. Like, right now, like, after what I just watched Ole Miss do to them, I don't look at Georgia as, like, a national champion anymore. Especially not now. I mean, I think they're still a really good team and a lot better than, in a top 25 ranking. But, like, I don't think they deserve a 12 seed, spot right now. Like it said, I think they already came out there like number 11 or whatever, but I don't see them as number 11. I'll put Army ahead of them at this point.
You think so? Yeah.
I mean, after everything I've seen from Army so far, as long as their quarterback stays healthy,
Right.
I think they'll be
What
fine.
about Colorado's been making some noise in the rankings?
Yeah, I mean, their offense actually looks like an offense that can, like, sustain. Shador's not getting hit as much. Defense isn't letting up 40 points a game. Like, it's clicking.
Like
it's clicking. So, I mean, I guess the saying is always, right time, right place, and as long as you're, it's cranking, it should look good, and that it does look good so far. So we'll have to see how Colorado finishes out, because what are they? Big 12, right?
Yeah.
So where do they sit in the rankings? Behind BYU. So it'd be BYU, Colorado at this point.
Right.
So if Colorado goes in and wins the championship, even with 2 losses, they'll be a conference champion.
Right.
So they automatically bid top 4. That could get interesting.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, top 4, yeah. Automatic qualifiers. So, damn. But that would put a 2-loss or a 2-loss.
BYU would either be out or they'd be somewhere in the mix.
Well, so that's the thing. Is a one-loss conference championship game. Is that, I don't even know if that's technically considered a true loss for a regular season. Like, does that get played into the rankings of? I would still hope that BYU makes it, even if they're 11-0 or 11-1 because they lost the conference championship. I don't think that losing a conference championship knocks you out of the playoffs. And a 12 team. I mean, obviously, four team like Florida State losing their quarterback, even though they won the ACC, they still got bumped out of the playoffs. So
different times.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. But between BYU, Army, and now Indiana, undefeated Indiana, if they go into the Big Ten championship and lose to Oregon, do they get bumped out because they're Indiana and the history that Indiana has always sucked? Like, this is the stuff that, like, keeps me up at night.
Bumped out of the 12th seed, they definitely, or like top 12, they definitely shouldn't.
That's what I'm hoping. But sometimes, but the bias, and even
the idea is that if we're looking at it this way, 4 conference champions,
right,
go on.
Yep.
One conference champion from the Mountain West.
Automatic 12. Yep.
And then there should be 4 other teams.
But I believe
there should be 4 other teams locked in.
But conference,
unless they have more than 1 loss.
But Boise won't even make it at the 12 if Army stays undefeated.
Why?
Because if Army wins the conference championship,
Get it.
I don't know how that works. Because it's automatic.
Well, then they
I don't think Army
they shouldn't have been just Mountain West. Is it specifically Mountain West or just
it's
group of 5?
Group of 5.
That's stupid.
Why that's stupid?
Because of what we're talking about right now. I mean, if you have an undefeated Mountain West school, you have an undefeated AAC school. But
You don't have an undefeated. Okay, and I agree with.
Oh, well, then if Army's not undefeated, they are, though.
They are though. But I'm saying
Oh,
if they lose
well,
and they
Boise
don't.
State's not. But
But
okay, okay,
so
right.
here's what I'm saying. If Army doesn't win the conference championship, they don't get in because they won't be a top 12 team.
Right.
But if they win and Boise State wins, do they both make it? Because, but exactly, they should. But because I don't believe Army will be high enough, I think Boise makes it in at 8 or at their one loss because of the automatic qualifier, and then Army will not be high enoughly ranked to make the playoffs at the 12 seed, even though they're undefeated and a conference champion.
Yeah.
I'll fuck that. I hate this shit.
Again, it's just breaking less hearts.
But an 8-2 Alabama might make it. I'm just saying this.
Let's hope that
this.
It's the first year.
I
have
know. There's always have excuses. There's always excuses.
I guess. Yeah.
There's always excuses.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I mean,
Who else
the only
is on?
the only non-shocker undefeated is Oregon. They're looking like the whole. Have you seen that? Like, you gotta watch that. Oh, that shit's great.
What?
The Oregon, the thumbs down that they're doing for the Gladiator.
Oh, really?
Amazing. I mean, like the coach, Dan Lanning. Like, I am a huge fan of him because of that video. Like, I'll send it to you, but it's literally like him. It's like a 4-minute long video of like them, and like it's like, what game was it? I think maybe the Michigan game. He literally calls the timeout to like come to have the team like.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, but you saw the whole video.
You see, they're all leaving.
Yeah, but you saw the whole video. It's like it starts like weeks before. Like it's like a progressed like video. So I'll send you. I'll send you the whole thing because it's sick. Like, it made me a fan of Oregon now because of like the mantra they're going with, like to like make themselves better.
Absolutely.
Like the mindset, like the undefeated, like beating people so badly that their fans are leaving. Like that's their mindset. Like I love that. Like so big fan of Auburn or big fan of Oregon right now. But now college basketball is back. So huge game last night. Auburn, Houston. I know everyone was talking about the fight before the game, and they had to turn around, but my sources have told me it was not that big of a deal. Like, it really was way blown out of proportion with regards to a fight. Things, I guess you could say, got a little bit heated, but on a plane, when they're 6'11", 6'10", 6'9", 6'8", and bodies are moving no matter what, it just doesn't feel right on a littler plane. It's not like they were flying like regular commercial planes.
Right.
So everything's fine. I've already been reassured that like everything's good over there. I mean, obviously it couldn't have been that bad. They ended up beating Houston in Houston. So
It's a big deal.
everyone's coming out and saying rank them number 1 now, but
Number 1.
well, I mean,
Maybe 4.
well, so Houston, I guess on that other one was number 1 on the non-college rankings, not the NCAA. I forget.
AP?
No, not the one that's opposite of the AP. I forget what it's called. But anyways, it like who is the number 1 right now? I don't even know. UConn, Kansas.
It is Kansas, and they just barely beat a UNC team. I think that's what it was, right? Kansas beat UNC.
Did they? I don't know. Yeah.
They blew a 20-point lead.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
I mean, that's number 9, North Carolina. Alabama.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize, to be honest, that they were going to.
They had a good recruiting class, and they took the one kid from Auburn that was a
all
5-star.
that it takes? Because they were not that highly ranked last season.
It was a good recruiting class, and kids returning, transfer portal, all that, blah, blah, blah.
All right, good.
So,
good. I mean, who should be number 1?
I mean, it's at this point, it's Kansas's to
I
lose.
think Auburn needs to make a jump for sure. Houston is, they bring it in boost.
Well, UConn
Year in, year out.
and Houston, I mean, they've been in the top 10, I feel like, forever now. Iowa State up there, that's a new one.
Well, Iowa State was up there last season, I'm pretty pretty sure they were.
Yeah, they were
making
solid.
some waves.
I mean,
Gonzaga's back.
yep. I mean, they've got some.
It's
really, they
your
always get good.
usual suspects.
I mean, Auburn
You know?
plays Iowa State the first game of the Maui Invitational,
Oh, perfect.
so we'll get it right off the
Yeah,
bat.
there's plenty. I mean, it's super early.
I think I kind of like all the good teams playing each other early, so nobody cries about like losing an undefeated game at like game 15.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like those games where like, oh, they're coming in as 13-0, blah blah blah, home winning streak. Like I like that those are usually gone by the time the midseason
That's
comes
why
around.
I like the out of conference.
Yeah, no. Like Auburn playing Houston last night was a big deal. Like I feel like that game like really set the tone for this rest of the season because Janiyah went off. Like the defense itself was able to lock down a really good Houston offense. Like so it's like if you can gauge yourself this early against good quality teams, and it's not like anybody was holding back. So it's like to see that and watch it, and it's like, okay, that's what they're good at. We can beat them at this. Let's put it all together now and save it, or have it in the back of your head when March comes around. Because if you got to see them again, which I, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are all definitely probably going to be around come March.
Yeah.
So especially if you're going to be able to play 1, 2, and 3 possibly, because UConn will be at Maui too. So if you get to play out of those 5, you get to play 3 of them once before the season really ends. It's I feel like that's really good. And Auburn plays Duke in Durham, I think, something like that. But yeah, so who has the best chance to win it, right?
Yeah, Duke was Auburn. SEC challenge.
Yep, I like it. I mean, it's Bruce
It
Pearl's.
should be an exciting year for college basketball.
I think this is probably going to be a most electric year for college basketball because the amount of talent that's still in it.
You think women's is still going to be, up there?
No.
Nah.
I mean, unfortunately, no.
They do still have some really good players. Juju Watkins.
Yeah, Juju's solid. I
name
love
that comes
Juju.
to mind.
No, Juju's
It
solid.
should be like, it'll be on TV, obviously. So
Yeah,
it'll be nice to watch. I hope that they still maybe start keep gaining some ground. I'm sure that there will be some after effect from
you would hope so. That's what I say. You'd hope
people being hopeful themselves.
you would hope the domino effect is it's not just a faucet. Whereas like it was turned all the way up last year, and now
It's just off.
it's just and you get little droplets here and there. Like that's what you're really truly hoping for with regards to women's college basketball, because at this point you just gotta hope that, like you just said, the Caitlin Clark effect is kind of a domino and less of a fog.
Right.
It can just boom, boom, boom. Like the amount of hype that we had for Caitlin was because she was also 3 years coming for her senior year, and we already knew she was really good. So adding that all together now, it's like, okay, what do we got next? I don't really know. So it's gonna be on the media, the teams, the schools to really promote whoever's next up, and I think that can kind of lead into the NBA. Where's the hype? Where's the hype for this season? Like
the NBA Cup is coming up.
Dude, Emirates is sponsoring
funny,
it.
yeah.
Like I find that hilarious.
I think it's funny. Well, yeah, for a few reasons.
I know.
The first one being they're not like an American.
At all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Unless they're trying to expand their operations here. I don't know. That's more business.
That is
but,
100% business.
They rebranded from the in-season tournament to the NBA Cup. I didn't even hear about that.
I just saw the commercial. That's
Yeah,
it. I
no
didn't hear
idea
anything.
that
I didn't get any emails for it. Nothing. The NBA, I didn't.
I guess the NBA Cup is cool. It sounds much like soccer. At this
Yes,
point.
that's what they're trying.
At the beginning of the soccer season, they do these cups.
Yeah. Everyone does, like Inter Miami won their cup or whatever.
Right.
Like,
It's cool.
Yes.
I still like the idea of the NBA Cup and season tournament, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know.
It's like there's no hype around the NBA. Like, what are the big stories?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what do we have to talk about coming up
The
in the
Cavs
season?
are basically undefeated. No, I think they lost. Yeah, they lost.
Did they lose?
Yeah.
'Cause they were 10-0.
No. They
Who
definitely
they lose to?
I don't know, but they lost decently bad, I think.
No, they're 11-0.
They're
Yeah.
still okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought the whole
That's
thing
the
was,
biggest story.
yeah,
I
the
guess.
Cavs
And the
undefeated.
fact that the Warriors still own the Celtics. I just wanted to throw that out there. But
That and what's up with Coach Kerr and his little midlife crisis going on over there? Jesus, dude, get your shit together.
what about what?
About the Kamala losing, like,
Oh my!
bro, like take a chill pill, bro. Like you're a grown
He's
ass.
been
man.
out there like that
Dude,
for a
like,
while.
take
Good
it-
for him.
Dude, like chill, like
Whatever
dude,
he wants, I guess.
dude, like it's a fucking election, dude. You're coaching the NBA, like
Yeah.
you're saying you can't coach grown ass men to be like to play basketball because of an election? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're getting paid millions of dollars here. Like, I don't want to hear it, like crybaby. Like, God bless, man.
If I got paid millions of dollars like that, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably, no matter what side I'm on or what opinions I have, I'd probably just keep myself out of all that.
But see, that's what I thought. That's why I like sports because it's never political. It's only political inside the business. Not the politicals are never inside.
Right.
That's what
I don't know.
I always hated that shit, which is why when he started coming out about all that stuff, like I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like,
Good for him, I guess.
I guess. I mean, not really, because he's fucking being a crybaby on national television, and it's pouring over to your team.
There's your
You're an
hype.
owner.
There's your hype for the season.
Yeah,
There's your hype.
if that's your team, like I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't care if you're Steph Curry, LeBron James. Like as a player, I wouldn't want to see my coach like being like that on TV. You know what I'm saying?
As
Like,
an agent, you probably don't either.
yeah, definitely not. I mean, like I said, and that's kind of why, like politically wise, keep it out of the fucking game. Like I don't really care what side you're on. I'm independent, so I don't give a fuck about any. I think everyone's wrong. So, but yeah, I know. Again,
NBA,
that's why
it's like
I don't know where to go. I don't know what to talk about. Like I don't even know who I'm looking for this
the
year.
Warriors are doing well without Clay.
Yeah, I mean, I
cool.
didn't think they would be
They added
bad.
Buddy Hield, which, I mean, at this point in both of their careers, Buddy Hield's probably the better option over Clay Thompson.
I agree with
maybe
that.
he can offer more.
I mean, my thing is not only that, but I mean, the Warriors shouldn't have been bad without Clay. Like their offense is set around Steph anyway, so you put the pieces together like you should as a good coaching staff. You put it around your best player.
As long as you have Draymond. I think that.
yeah, as long as Draymond.
No, seriously.
I agree. I agree.
I don't think.
He's the core nucleus to the rest of the
I don't
team.
think that he would go anywhere and do nearly as much as he's doing for the Warriors. because
He would definitely.
I feel like that's just the system that they have.
Yes,
in,
agreed.
And
It's a perfect fit for him.
it really is.
Yeah,
It
no,
really is.
agreed.
I don't think I couldn't really see him anywhere else doing as well or getting as many minutes as he does
No,
for
he would
the
be.
Warriors.
He'd be a very minimal rotational player for
Yeah,
most other
I
teams
think
that
so.
he would go to. Like the only other team I could see him really going to and playing kind of the same roles, like maybe the Miami Heat or
I was gonna say Memphis,
or Memphis. Yeah,
just because he has that mentality that
right.
like I go back to Zach Randolph, and
Mm-hmm.
Mike Conley was over there too.
Damn, they got all the Texan players out tonight.
Yeah.
Nico Collins, Will Anderson. Damn.
Yeah. But I just go back to that, and it's like, yeah, that would be. I think that would be like a somewhat decent fit.
Yeah, I mean,
Getting back to the main topic of it all, it's like no storylines yet, but it's a long season.
yeah, I was
It's
gonna say
early,
it's so
already
early.
a long season,
We're not
so-
even like a fraction of the way
Right.
into it, so I'm not too worried about it. You know, stuff always comes together.
And we still have college sports.
Yeah, I mean, college basketball is always more entertaining than professional. I feel like I can go to like almost any college game. Like even an FAU game is more entertaining than some Miami Heat games sometimes. So, yeah, but even to finish this episode off, kind of getting back to the NFL, and we're kind of at the midway point, a little bit more of the midway point now, and we're kind of seeing where teams are and who's going to be able to handle what. Injuries are starting to pile up for some teams. Some teams are starting to get guys back. Like CMC made his return today, and San Fran still didn't really. Still, I mean, they did play a really good Tampa team, so I'll give them that. But for the most part, you know, CMC is back. You got your offense. Debo has his little altercation with the kicker. Like, bro, did you see that?
I didn't.
Bro, him and the kicker, like the long snapper, like going at it on the sideline. Like your number one offensive player besides Christian McCaffrey is going off on the kicker. Like, come on. Like, we gotta, I can understand it because I used to be like that too. Like, you have one job. The kicker, Pat McAfee, you know this. You have one job. You don't miss. Like, you come on and you hit the field goals. Do your job. So, I can definitely understand frustration, but like, you don't do that on national television. Like, that just kills me.
But it's like when, not that I can like speak on this or whatever. I guess I can because we're all human. But when you're in the moment and you're really mad, you don't care.
No, you don't, and he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Debo would never care.
Or maybe at the end of the day, you know, it's business. You move on.
Well, that too. It's like at the end of in the locker room, it's like, hey, dude, sorry, I lost my cool. You know, beat it. That's the beef is over. Like, it's done. So, yeah, and now, I mean, even as we, you know, kind of glimpse at the Detroit Lions here, like, it is if you would ask me 5 years ago who the Detroit Lions were and they were going to ever win a national, he just threw it in the ground for him. To say that the Detroit Lions with Jared Goff were going to be my NFC like pick, I'm honestly I'm on the NFC, you know, them to win the NFC. I don't know who's going to beat them at this point in the NFC. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
If the Niners get it together.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. The Niners are probably their kryptonite.
I'm happy for Detroit though, because a lot of people I feel like thought that they weren't going to be as good as I thought. A lot of people I feel like thought maybe last year was their chance. And that they were going to regress.
They got lucky enough to where they had enough cap space to really keep everybody. Usually what happens is when you spend so much to get everyone, re-sign everyone, you know, Penei Sewell, Jahmyr Gibbs, you know, Goff, all that. When you spend all that money so early, you know, to make sure that the team is kind of taken care of. Wow, what a great play. You have a hard time kind of keeping that core nucleus together. So I really feel like they got lucky that they had, you know, that they were so bad and had so many young players that they didn't have to pay a bunch of money for. Yeah. So, and it's kind of going to be the same situation for the Texans next year. Like, the Texans have a really good chance to do a lot this year.
Right.
I don't think they'll win a Super Bowl because I don't think they'll beat KC. But they can go and do some damage in the playoffs,
right,
while also being ready for another run next year.
Right.
So, yeah.
Unlike the Giants and the Jets, where you talk about cap space and money.
God.
I don't know who's worse.
Do you ever use that Spot Rack website that I've showed you before? Spot Rack. SP. Go on it real quick. I'll just bring it up real quick. We'll talk a little bit more after. Yeah, that shows you all the salary caps.
I've never even seen it.
Oh, dude, this is my Bible right here.
Is it?
Yes.
The Torah, if you will.
Hallelujah. Yep, that's it.
Oh man, I honestly haven't seen this before.
Oh, this is the best. That's my.
Yeah, this is great.
Dude, that's got everything. NBA, NFL.
Yeah, look at this.
No, I'm telling you, that is my agent Bible right there when it comes to knowing where and who's got what kind of cap space and cap hits and all that stuff. Daniel Jones, baby.
Jones.
Money D.
Wow.
Anyways, but I think the other thing is too, I mean, watching Detroit and everything, but KC being undefeated, but are they really the same KC? Or are they just...
I was going to say something on that. It's like...
Say it.
Every year we see these teams, like you mentioned the Bucks. Good team. But every year there's like these one or two teams that are losing, that their record just doesn't show
4-6
how good
Bucks.
they really are. They've lost
their two best receivers.
Right, but they've lost some really like close games to some to some really good teams.
San Fran, they lost by 3.
And San Fran, but then we look at who are KC. They've
barely scraped by
barely
the
beat
Broncos
some
tonight.
of the bottom teams. Didn't they barely beat the Raiders or something
Yes.
like that? Or like, it's so funny. And I guess at the end of the day, teams are supposed to be where they're supposed to be. Maybe you could say that. I feel like
We always say like getting wins in the NFL is the hardest sport to get wins.
a win is a win, right?
A win is a win, exactly. And I think we can always respect the Chiefs for getting the wins. Like I think we've always come to that conclusion. Like Pat Mahomes is gonna be Pat Mahomes. We've always said that. But it's also to the extent like, are those wins good enough for this year in the playoffs? I mean, I guess I don't really know in the AFC like who pops out that damn KC better look out. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's unless like again 6-3 Houston right here. There we go. Can they come into the playoffs and do something? I don't know. Bills, they never do it.
They never do it. I have no faith in the Bills.
Chargers, because they're gonna probably make the wild card.
Right.
Because everyone who's at the top is like 6-3, right?
I don't think the Texans.
Ravens.
Yeah, I mean.
Ravens, right? Nope.
Well,
Steelers took over because they won today.
Yeah, the Ravens are back by half a game.
Okay. Because they have the tiebreaker, right?
Yeah, they both have 7 wins, but Ravens have 1 more loss.
Right.
I don't know. I really don't know who can knock off the Chiefs, especially when it's not just the Chiefs, you know what I mean?
No.
It's the come on, Joe. It's the experience too.
Yeah.
You look at all the division leaders, Bills, they never do it, right? Texans probably. Would say Steelers, they just don't have a team.
Yeah, I mean they've
Unless
got
they
good
really
pieces.
make some magic happen.
I
We
mean,
can see a Steelers KC NFC Championship. That would be nice, but KC is probably your favorite. I mean, at least to go out of it.
after watching the game today versus the Commanders, they looked a lot more confident as a team, but you can still tell that there's stuff missing. Like there's still something for the Steelers to get over this like playoff hump. There's still something missing. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's something for Russell. The run game looked good. Defense looked solid. Like they have just like glimpses of like, damn, maybe they are gonna be good. Like I haven't really figured it out. I watched the game today versus Jaden Daniels and stuff. And I don't know. There's something there. But again, Casey getting DeAndre Hopkins, winning a big game, versus a rival again. Denver's really not the greatest team, but you can definitely tell that they've been on the better part of their rookie season with a new quarterback, new coach, all that stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, again, the NFL has probably been the most competitive this year, I think. I feel like there's no true... I mean, it's also been the worst. I was gonna say, that's what I was gonna say. Like, the bad teams are really bad this year. Like usually there's like 2 teams that are really bad, but there's like 5 or 6 teams that are really bad this year. Like Cowboys, Giants, Panthers, Bears, like Dolphins. Yeah, I know, but even still, like it does not look good. Like those teams, usually there's like the Panthers or the Bears, they just are bad. But like now, it's like there's a good chunk of the league that is like under 500 by like 3-4 games.
Every conference seems to have like their top 2, or every division seems to have their top 2 teams like in a tight within like a game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there are not the big gaps that we're used to seeing. Like the 7-2s, the 8-3s. Like there's only about 3 of those in the whole NFL, and then there's obviously KC at the top. But like the guys who are like usually kind of like gaps away from each other, there's not that many this year. So I don't know. For me, I think it's gonna be a great like finisher to the season. Like I think Thanksgiving, and a lot of the coaches have even talked about how like these next 8 games are the focal point. Like this is where we find out who we are. So I think Harbaugh said it, 7, 8, 9. Like, that's why we're scared. Like, these games are the big ones. Like, you find out who you are as a team. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a very interesting season. I think for the most part, we have a lot to look forward to for everything, even though we've said, the NBA doesn't really truly have a storyline. And I think the biggest thing is who's tanking for Cooper. I think that's going to be the biggest storyline, honestly speaking. With regards to who really feels like maybe Heat, Miami, you tank for it. Chicago, I don't know. You got some teams out there that could just be like, screw it. I don't really know where everyone feels are for the rest of their careers. I feel like this is the most unprecedented because I feel like LeBron's done after this season. I don't know, I just have the gut feeling. I think he waited. I mean, unless he's gonna wait for Bryce. You think he'll wait for Bryce?
How many years is that, too?
2.
See, my thing is, so what, this year and next year? And then it would be a third season, technically. If this season was number 1,
yeah,
next season would be number 2, and then Bryce would come in number 3.
Yeah.
I would say that LeBron goes for one more season after this.
Just Google when Bryce James is drafted. So next year. Yeah,
25 draft.
25 draft.
And then 26 draft.
26
so,
draft.
yeah, if this season was number 1, then LeBron would have to play 2 more seasons.
I think it now, and now that I think about it, I think he'll wait. Yeah. But I think it's time for the NBA to start finding their next legend. I mean, you gotta put the league's face on somebody.
That's earned, not given.
I'm not saying that, but it's kind of given too.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not earned, but it's got to be the NBA backing him.
Right.
I feel like Jason Tatum. Oh, there goes Joey. Nice. I feel like. But my thing is even Jason Tatum, I feel like he could be the face of the league, and the NBA has not backed him at all.
I wouldn't. I might be like a generational Celtics hater, but I don't think it would be him.
But that's what I'm saying. So
He's too corny.
he is corny,
I think
but so is LeBron. LeBron is super corny.
You gotta lead. You gotta.
I don't disagree with any. I know what you're gonna
What
say.
they're looking for.
But what are they looking for? So who are they looking for?
Maybe like a.
Nope.
He screwed that one up.
Yep. He really did.
I think Shade's too corny.
Yeah, he's not very.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, another day, another
Davis,
topic. No. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, we can talk about this.
We go all night with this stuff.
It's
But
getting late.
yeah. But all right. Thank you for joining us for another episode of No Client Agent Privilege, aka NoCAP podcast. Your boy Will, your boy Evan, and we are out.
See ya.